Evil, part three. Now, honestly, I'm truly just being led by the Spirit of God concerning this evil stuff. But yeah, once again, yeah, I mean, it is a very relevant and real matter concerning evil. And yeah, this is a spiritual message. It really is concerning this evil and just getting more in depth concerning this evil stuff. I mean, yeah, see, the thing is, God and the devil are in the midst of evil. It doesn't matter what religion and these Christians may, try to tell you and all this stuff. They're not a part of what I'm talking about. They don't. These Christians and all these other religions, they're in for it. Is what I'm trying to tell you concerning this stuff too, as well. As I'm being led by the Spirit of God, because this stuff is truly not a game. But anyhow, yeah, God and the devil are in the midst of this evil stuff. And basically, the main thing is with this evil stuff, if God basically gives Satan the okay to issue out evil concerning anybody, concerning an individual or being or anything evil taking place in a part of anything, once God gives Satan the okay with the stuff, yeah, Satan is going to carry the stuff out. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter, what you believe and all this stuff. Evil will take place once God gives Satan the okay, to carry his demonic kingdom out, if I'm being real. And see, what you people got to understand is that this stuff is truly not a game, because a lot of people, they want to come against stuff like this and God's people, and they want to come against God overall too. But what you got to understand is God always, it's always like warning before destruction type thing, and many of you people may be familiar and others are not as familiar with this. But yeah, it is always warning before destruction. And what you people don't understand is you people come against God's people. And, and I'm not the only one a part of that, more or less, as you should know, you guys come against God's people though, overall, is what I'm saying. God's chosen people who are spiritual in God and all this stuff. You come against God overall too, is what I'm saying. And you come against his other people, outside of me, is what I'm saying too. And anyhow, when, and then it's like getting back into like these see it to believe it type people. See, these people they don't believe in anything spiritual. They don't think that the devil is real and all this stuff. And then the devil shows up, and see, now everybody wants to pray to God and, try to include God and all this stuff. But see, you got to realize that God already how can I explain this? God already mentioned many things, and warned many individuals, whether this be on a personal level or, through his people or, God personally, speaking to certain individuals. I'm being very real. Yeah, God already warned a lot of certain individuals concerning certain things they're doing, and the warnings are different concerning every individual. I'm being very real. But the overall point that I'm saying and making is that God be warning certain individuals and they just take it lightly, and they take stuff for granted. And once again, they take God's people for granted. That's why I keep telling you. It gets into that more or less. But then, like I said, overall, you just take God for granted too. And that's the thing. And you take Jesus as well. Yeah, the real black Jesus is what I'm talking about. You take him for granted and all this stuff. And then when the devil does show up, everybody's trying to pray to God and all this stuff. But see, the thing is, God already warned many people. He told many people to stop doing certain things, and and this is not about being perfect, but this is about being real. And I be telling you, certain people, you're not real. You're fake, you're phony, and man, this stuff is not a game, because see, God sees through all this stuff, is what you're not realizing concerning people and beings and all this stuff. And once again, getting back into evil, yeah, when God gives Satan the okay to more or less carry out evil with his demonic kingdom and beings and creatures and all this stuff, then that's exactly what is more or less going to be taking place. And so you got to understand that Satan is going to get the job done, whether you people believe this stuff or not. And yeah, I mean, I'm already knowing this stuff too, is what I'm telling you. But, I'm just being led by the Spirit of God concerning this. But this stuff is not a game, because evil will come upon certain individuals and I want to say organizations and all this deep stuff. It's a lot of stuff. I'm being limited to as well too. But evil overall is just really going to take place, is what I'm telling you, concerning a lot of matters of situations and circumstances of, it's not only individuals, it's certain stuff that evil will just take place. I want to say within certain things, evil will take place within certain things, is what I'm trying to say. And once God gives Satan the okay concerning certain things, as Satan is already bargaining with God about certain souls, and not only souls, but like certain places and atmospheres and all this stuff. And once certain things are signed off by God concerning what Satan's able to do, then yeah, evil will be carried out, regardless if you believe in this or not. And see, if you're a part of that, this contract, this spiritual contract between God and the devil of being signed off, of concerning evil coming upon you, or you being a part of evil, then yeah, evil is going to take place concerning you. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, this stuff is truly not a game, because a lot of people, like I said, they take God's people for granted. They take God for granted. They take Jesus, the real Jesus, for granted, and all this stuff. And, and then outside of those mockers and all that stuff, them, I don't know, I don't have anything to say about them, to be honest with you, concerning this. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, this stuff is deep. And, evil comes upon these certain individuals, and individuals that, honestly, and as I'm being led by the Spirit, but these people are not that surprised by it either, if I'm being real, because they already know what kind of individual they are. And God knows it on a more deeper level. That's what you got to understand. But a lot of these people they more or less just join the dark side and continue carrying out evil. And then, see, that's the thing, and that's their free will to do that too. But I'm here to tell you, these people are not just only going to hell and all that stuff. That's what you got to understand. Like, outer darkness is a real matter too, a part of hell and many other places, concerning what God will do with these evil people. But once again, evil still will take place, regardless if you agree with this or not. And my thing is, nobody's truly exempt from it, but you can be more protected from it if you are in God and, I want to say just in God and in relationship with God, and, a lot of other deep matters too. But if you're just truly outside of God and you're rejecting him and all that stuff, then yeah, you're more or less on, I want to say, you're more or less on Satan's list to, encounter this evil stuff that I'm talking about, because evil is real. And yeah, I mean, this stuff like, it's just overlooked, and many people in religions and all that stuff, they think they're exempt from evil, and they're not either. These religious people are in for it too. Believe it or not, they are. And evil is just one of those things where it must continue, concerning God and concerning how he is utilizing evil and how he already created evil, is what I'm telling you. And yeah, I mean, it's not a game, because evil does stimulate and come from the spirit realm before it hits, the earth realm and all that stuff. And once again, if you are a particular individual, especially rejecting God and against God and all this deep stuff, then yeah, I mean, Satan is already bargaining concerning your soul, if I'm being real, to encounter evil and all this deep stuff, And yeah, I mean, this stuff is deep. And, like I said, these religious people, they just don't really get into all this stuff. It's all about, God is love and all this stuff. But this stuff is not a game, though, And yes, God is love, but evil will take place, is what I'm telling you. And God is the creator of this evil stuff, is what I'm telling you. And yeah, I mean, it will take place for a very, 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 very lengthy time frame. I'll just leave it at that. It will, very much so, concerning evil. And yeah, I mean, you may ask, like, is there any limits to concerning this evil and people who are evil and all this stuff? And yes, I'm here to tell you by the Spirit of God, yes, there is limits to this stuff. But the overall of what I'm saying is that evil will still continue. And, there is different levels of evil that certain individuals and people part of Satan's kingdom are able to do, depending on certain individuals and where they stand at in the spirit realm. And where they stand at with God determines what kind of evil they can do concerning a person or a being or all this stuff and all this different stuff, and as I'm being led by the Spirit of God too. Yeah, animals are more or less not exempt from this too. But see, the only thing about animals is that, animals are in certain categories as well, because like if there are a pure-hearted animal, then they do belong to God, and God knows his animals. I'm just leave it at that. So when they do experience certain evil, they're paying a price, truly, to make it into heaven and all this deep stuff. And yeah, I mean, no, not all animals will experience this. No, that's not what I'm saying. But certain animals that have and will and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, this stuff is very deep because, as I'm being led by the Spirit, like certain people of God will experience certain evil too, in order to pay their price to get into heaven as well too. And this stuff is truly not a game, because I'm being led by the Spirit of God concerning this, And yeah, I mean, once again, I'm not exempt from this stuff either, if I'm being real. The only thing that makes me different from majority of you people and beings and all this stuff is that I'm not a see it to believe it. Is why I've never been that. This is what I'm telling you. I've always believed in this deep stuff that you're getting from me, is what I'm telling you. This is the real me, This is the real me. It's always been the real me. And the people who know me know this is the real me, But this stuff is not a game because I'm already knowing about this stuff. Evil and, just wickedness overall. But this is really concerning evil, as they both tie in to each other. But yeah, evil, I'm already knowing about this stuff. And this stuff is not a game, is what I'm telling you. And yeah, evil comes when you least expect it, is what I'm telling you too. That's the thing about evil. It's not gonna be just showing up, more or less in your likings either, if I'm being real. Evil is coming to try to overtake you, and there's many forms of evil. And once this stuff manifests physically, I mean, man, honestly, there's nothing more to say. I'll just leave it at that. There's nothing more to say. And you see it to believe it, people. Yeah, you're already on the list concerning Satan and how he's bargaining for your soul to encounter evil. It doesn't matter what kind of evil it is. The point is that this evil will be coming to you. And yeah, I mean, if God gives you over to the enemy concerning this evil, then yeah, you're just done. I'm being real, And I'm talking about your soul too, more or less as well. Your soul, because this stuff is deeper than the surface concerning this evil stuff. And it will manifest many different ways differently to different individuals, depending on who they are and all that deep stuff. But with all that being said, I'm out.